Hey, this is Robin Waller from Tech.eu. I'm here at the Web Summit in Ireland. I'm here with Liam Casey from PCH. This is kind of a homecoming for me, right? You're from Ireland?
Yes, I'm
Company's
here.
Company's still based in Ireland.
Absolutely. We're still headquartered down in Cork, so yes, it's great to be here.
So after almost 20 years and lots of press, there are still people who don't know about PCH. Can you briefly explain what you do?
Yes, we're a product innovation company where we take a product from an idea all the way through to the consumer. We go through all of the different steps of the process to bring a product to market, and we end up where we make product.
When you say product, you mean hardware?
Physical products, yes.
Physical products.
Hardware.
So that means you take care of supply chain, logistics, distribution. Actually, for most of the major electronics companies in the world, right?
We work with a lot of the large tech companies, and we actually, in some cases, will be in the manufacturing and engineering space. We do the packaging, and we do the logistics and fulfillment as well.
Is that part of the business still growing?
Oh yeah, I mean the core business is growing organically. This year it's been quite a lot of growth.
But then in recent times, especially the last 2 years, we've also started focusing a lot more on startups, the lean hardware, the typical project that you would see on crowdfunding platforms such as Kickstarter and Indiegogo. So what is your strategy in terms of getting to those, the early stage projects?
So yeah, I mean about 2008 we saw a huge change in the industry. I've been in this business for 19 years, and what we're seeing was that you always had to deal with technology roadmaps and product roadmaps, and they were usually pretty slow. And we found that in 2008, when engineers were being let go from companies in the valley because it was a downturn, we saw a change that these engineers were actually, instead of taking jobs, they were actually going into their garages and they were hacking and they were putting together products. And we noticed that they were using new tools. We're using Arduino, they were using Linux, we're using 3D printing. Today you have Arduino, Raspberry Pi, Edison, Galileo. You have Linux and Android, and you have phenomenal 3D printing. So now you can actually hack together a product in a very short period of time. So we start with the idea of, we run hackathons. We just did one here in Dublin in Kent. People come in with ideas, 150 people turn up with ideas, and we put together about 10 teams, and they work for the weekend, and by Sunday night or Monday night, they end up with a finished prototype. That prototype is where you get a really amazing moment of truth, where you have that first physical sample. That in the hardware world is a really important time. And that whole renaissance in prototyping is actually driving a renaissance in hardware. And that's why we're so involved with this whole startup community in the hardware space, and excited to be so.
And because you work with the big companies as well as startups, you also see a lot of the trends. Do the big tech companies, the big manufacturers actually follow the early stage? Do they learn from it? Do they see all this product innovation going on? Do they actually do something with it? Or?
It's amazing, because in the past, the big companies would not have been involved, would not have been interested in working with or interested in the startups. Today, when we run a Highway 1, which is our accelerator business for creating startups, and when we run a demo day for Highway 1, we get all of the companies, the big tech companies, asking us to attend. And they want access to these startups. So there's definitely a huge interest there today, both at a component level from the corporates, but also from the big consumer product companies as well. So there's definitely an interest there that wasn't there before.
Has your business also gotten the boost from the recent hardware acquisitions, connected hardware like Nest and Oculus Rift, like Facebook?
Look, I think that what's the boost that you see in the industry is that when you see a company like, so Apple buys Beats, Google buys Nest, and buys Dropcam, but Facebook buying Oculus Rift, that's kind of like, that gets attention, right? And it's very interesting, because now you've got, like, every software company is realizing, hang on a second, I sell software, I can really improve the experience if I control the hardware as well. That's giving us a big boost, because software companies are coming to us and saying, we've never played in the space of hardware before, we need help in this.
Teach us.
And help us, and we love that. That's our sweet spot.
So we're in Dublin, let's talk about Europe. Do you see a lot of European hardware projects coming in the startup access?
For our Highway 1 program, I mean, we're getting a very good geographic spread of applications, but Europe is definitely very strong, very strong in that space. We're very excited about some of the companies that have come through that.
What differentiates European projects from the rest of the world?
It's interesting. I mean, there's no inhibition in Silicon Valley for somebody to apply for a hackathon and to apply for Highway 1. And it's, they'll just get in there and do it. And, it's amazing. All devices are software in the box, right? So we're always out there looking for great software engineers. It's interesting, here in Europe, you get great hardware people come to us, and they want to get into the hardware space as well. So, and also the other thing which we see is that if you look at in Silicon Valley, they say, they'll no problem to apply for Highway 1, the whole career space. By the time that the barriers to entry are so high here in Europe, or much higher in Europe, that if they have lasted so long and if they've actually managed to get to you, they're usually they've thought through the process, they've spent a lot of time on it before they apply. So the barriers to entry are also the filters for us. Because at the end of the day, whether it's a software company or a hardware company, you're looking for the same thing. You're looking for a great entrepreneur and great teams. That's the same.
Understood. So today you actually just announced new logo, new design, new tagline as well.
Yes.
Can you briefly tell us more about that?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. In today's world, there's so much media out there. I think somebody gave me a stat 2 weeks ago that 2018, 80% of the data in the world will have been generated in the previous 2 years. That means it's not there today. So with all that data and all that information that's out there and that's coming at you so fast, we consume data so fast, and with social media, we don't get a huge amount of time to take in messages. So the messages have to be short, concise, and very clear. And so that's why we're so excited about our new tagline.
What is it?
So our tagline is "We Make," right?
Simple enough.
It's very simple, very clean, and it's great because it opens a conversation, and it's very easy to close a conversation with as well. And it's and in today's world, there are so many different ways to bring a product to market. We think the way we do it is actually a way that is so suitable for today's world. Because in our world, time is often the number one currency, and companies don't have the time to actually hang around trying to figure out how to do this, and try and reinvent the wheel. They want it done. Okay? And we also look at, we position the company as if it can be imagined, it can be made. We're really opening up to innovation and to get people to think outside the box and try and come up with ideas. And that's it. And we make.
We make. Brilliant. Liam, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck.
Robin.